Hello and welcome to WSATV. Welcome to our video online home. I am Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer of WSATV. I'm also the president and co-founder of Social Buzz Club, your place online where we get the word out about you for you by sharing links of your blog posts out to social networks for you. I am thrilled to be here with Women's Speakers Association. We have some great guests today. We're going to feature and experts who have a lot of wisdom to share, and I'd like them to say hi. Hi, Sarah.
Hello. Great talking to you. I feel like I should be on my sofa there with that wonderful visual that we had. And I'm Sarah Davidson, and I am coming to you from Jacksonville, Florida, where it is very, very hot. And my brand is Visual Marketing Edge, and I am helping the Women's Speakers Association with the Instagram account that we're launching to have a better connection with our members. So very excited to meet everyone.
Cool. Glad to have you. And what is that Instagram account username?
It is the same as the...
Oh, Women Speak SO.
Yes.
Right? Asos? Okay, Asos with this ends in the C, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. Well, Laura Booker, hi.
Hi, how are you, Laura? How are you?
Great.
Yeah, my name is Laura Booker. I have a marketing and consulting firm specializing in word-of-mouth marketing called Book Her Incorporated, and we're all about helping you connect and build your business. So in specializing in word-of-mouth marketing, what I bring to Women's Speakers Association as the lead business connector is I'm your hostess for all the associate welcome calls. So I feel like I'm the most lucky out of everyone because I get to meet all the new members that come to us and join us. I get to talk to them firsthand. So if you haven't been on a welcome call, I hope you do join us soon because I'll be talking about all the new and exciting stuff happening with WSA, like Sarah just mentioned, our launch of our Instagram account, and looking forward to the new launch of the WSA TV show. Thanks so much for having me, Laura.
Glad to have you here, and let's say hi to Mary Joyce.
Oh, hi. Thank you, Laura. My name is Mary Joyce. My business is Resources Queen. I help people systemize and organize their business to get some systems in place. I've been with WSA I think kind of since the beginning, working behind the scenes. I pop in and co-host on the speaker chats when Melanie and Tracy are having a little break or are not available, or just hop in there. But I'm also the regional director for the UK, so I'm building up our network here and WSA here in the UK and in Europe. So having some live Connect and Collaborate events in London. So very exciting. It's really phenomenal organization, so I'm really excited to be involved. I just like pinch myself. I'm so lucky.
That's great. Yeah, Women's Speakers Association is in over 120 countries. We get exposure for speakers, and speaking of that exposure and helping speakers get the most impact out there, I want to know what lights you up. What are you passionate about and the impact you're dedicated to making in the world? Sarah, you have so much expertise. Please tell us who you're working with and what you do.
Sure. Well, what I really love to do is to help entrepreneurs and startups and small business owners who really want to get more visibility and more leads online to be able to do that. And the way that you can really do that today is to make a visual connection with your audience. So using visuals and images and videos, even if you're somebody like me, I will say, who is not a graphic designer, not a professional photographer or videographer, and used to be very in front of getting in front of the camera, it's really still a very important way to be able to stand out in all the noise online. And so if I can do it, anyone can. And so I love helping other businesses use those visual platforms and more visual media across their marketing to have a really integrated impact and to be able to develop a great connection with their audiences. And what eventually that does is it gives you more visibility and more leads.
And one thing I know about you is you've said that you're not like a graphic designer or anything, so that makes it even more interesting to me that you have that expertise to help people who are not graphically inclined either.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's because I had to go through that struggle myself because I knew I had to do it. I knew with my marketing background, because I work with large and small companies, I knew that's really what I needed to do for my own business. And I did struggle in the beginning to be able to make professional looking images and to be able to get in front of the camera. And there's lots of great ways you can do video without even being in front of the camera. That's definitely the way I started out to kind of ease into it. So that's where I feel I can really help others to do the same.
awesome. And Laura, I know you are working with a unique set of clientele. Tell us about what your impact that you're making with your clients.
Yeah, well, once again, I specialize in word of mouth marketing. So I'm all about finding out where are your client base. Where do most of your clients come from? And, you know, I do a survey because all the time I'm at networking events or connecting with people, and you ask them where, you know, oh, where do you get them? Oh, referrals, or, you know, I got this lead from this person, or because I have great clients, they keep sending me them. Well, 90% is always the answer that people come back with. Small, medium-sized businesses, 90% come back with it's word of mouth marketing. I'm like, that is awesome. So what are you doing to make that happen? And they're like, oh, I don't have to do anything. It just happens organically. And I'm like, really? Okay, so I challenge them with this. What if you actually did it on purpose? What if you actually created a strategy and took that 90% revenue that you're getting right now and make a strategy that supports all your efforts? So I'm all about helping my clients, who are usually small and medium-sized businesses. I do support women and men, but mostly women, and now a lot of speakers, because the connection with Women Speakers Association, about how to maximize your return on investment from your marketing efforts. So just looking at everything that you're doing currently and trying to add that extra little strategy to it so that it really gives you a larger return on investment to, in the end, increase your profit and bottom line.
And impact in the world, right?
Of course, yes, definitely.
And
Laura,
yeah.
I'm sorry, this is Sarah. You just cracked me up because I have a new client and she actually happens to be a graphic designer, and I was asking her, I was kind of interviewing her about where her current clients come from, and she said, they just kind of fall from the sky. That's interesting. They must fall from somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm just about
really
helping these entrepreneurs who are, you know, they're either struggling or they want to grow, see where they can maximize to just get a larger return on investment and go to the next phase of their business.
That's great.
And speaking of getting a return on their business, Mary Joyce, tell us how you help people live from their passion and get that return.
Well, I work with small business owners as well, entrepreneurs, and also now I've moved into more corporate clients. So I'm all about the systems, taking what you've already got or creating, or that you create something once, but that you use it again and again and again. So repurposing all your content, so blog posts, any marketing you do, that you're going to get every ounce of use out of it, plugging it into a system, introducing tools so that things can be automated, take a lot of the heavy weight, because we're blessed nowadays. Look how much technology is advanced so quickly that we don't need to, you know, we're here live recording. Myself and Laura hopped on, done a Periscope just before with our phones. You know, it's incredible the tools at our disposal nowadays. So I help my clients systemize their business, get things in place so their business is working even when they're not. So they've got a marketing system in place. People are finding them, searching them online, getting into their world, discovering about them, and then that they've actually got relevant systems that work in place. So it's really exciting. I'm loving that it's brought me on this journey, and you know, I know Laura Booker's up there in the clouds, throwing all the clients down, coming out of the sky. But you know, the word of mouth.
Throwing them across the pond to you over in the UK.
That's it. But it is true with the word of mouth marketing that you do. People, once you show up and you give good work, you do get referrals and people do recommend you. And I think it's very important that customer service, I know I make a lot of decisions based on customer service. It's just such an important thing that you have a good follow-up and everything. So yeah, that's what I love doing with people. Getting all this shit together, sorry, my language.
Well, we are, you know, the three of you are wealth of information here, from getting the word of mouth to the visual content to the, using repurposing. I want to hear from each of you about, let's give everybody some of your wisdom. If you could give one piece of advice to a speaker that could help them make a bigger impact with their message, what would that be? What would you want, a piece of advice that they could put into action, like right now, Sarah?
Well, I'm going to piggyback on what Mary said on the repurposing, because I really feel like if people spent 20% of their time creating great content and 80% of their time promoting and sharing that content, you would get much more impact. And that's where I see a lot of small businesses struggle, is they might have a blog and they're posting on social media, but they're not really sharing it strategically. They're not spending the time to repurpose it, to use different platforms. And what I really think is critical, and like I said, this is where I'm going with my business and where my clients are going, is to use those visuals, images and videos and even infographics. People remember things that they see. People are visual learners, and especially online now where everything moves so quickly and there's so much content out there. If you can have those visuals, it really makes that connection, that emotional connection with your audience, and it really helps people, get to know either you if you're your own business, if you're a solo business owner, or even if you're a bigger company. It can help people relate to your brand by getting to know the people that work there and getting to know the story behind the brand. So using visuals to tell the story of who you are, what your mission is, what you do, just makes it so much more powerful. And if you can, emphasizing again what Mary said, create kind of a system where you take a piece of content and you can take a written piece of content, turn it into, a few different images and put quotes on it from your content. You can make videos out of it. You can do SlideShare presentations. I'm really big on Instagram right now because I just love how easy it is to engage with people there, and you get so much more engagement and interaction. It's so much easier to meet people than it is on like Twitter and Facebook these days. That's so crowded. But using those different visual platforms, I think SlideShare is another one that's really kind of underutilized, especially if you have an audience that's business owners, if you're trying to reach other businesses. So being able to repurpose that means you don't have to be on that constant hamster wheel of creating content, but it's the visuals that really help to have that memory of you and your brand and that connection with people.
That's great. And since you're on the dovetails here of Mary, why don't you chime in if you have something to add to that about repurposing and the advice to have people have that greater impact?
Yeah, what I really think people really need to do, and this is where sometimes creating too much can dilute your message, because you're constantly trying to do something, and if you're reactive in your business and just reacting to what's now, your message can become very diluted. And I always speak with people and just take inventory of your skills. So if you go through what you're good at, what you're naturally talented at, what your natural skills are, and use that, because sometimes, video is very hot now, but maybe you're not, a video person. Maybe you don't want to be on the screen. So then maybe you're more suitable to be writing. Don't be forced into doing something that you're not comfortable with and it doesn't naturally sit as your strongest skill. It's focusing on your natural strongest skill set, and then also, whatever value you bring to people, that you're bringing, you're coming up, you're showing up, and you find out. I think the longer you're in business, you find out what you're good at. And you become known for something. And I think it's important to be known as the person. For a thing, it's easier for someone to talk about you. They can talk about you because that's your thing. And I think in business it's very important, because you speak to a lot of people that are just getting started and they go, oh yeah, my client is anyone, and it's important that your clients aren't everyone. You want to be known as a thing, and and I always say to people right at the beginning, as you're creating your system, start documenting things. I got a VA right at the beginning. She was so bloody organized, and she really forced me into creating all the systems and getting your operations manual. So if you see yourself repeating a task more than once, going as basic as saving all your images in a folder on your desktop that you can reuse again. I use my phone religiously. I love a little tool called Trello that you can save quotes, you can save images, save things to share, just that you get organized, because it can get very overwhelming, and particularly with online stuff. and it just seems like you're creating and doing all the time. It's just to create some system and schedule, as well. Use a lot of the pre-scheduling tools. It's really important.
Great. Yeah. So you mentioned Trello, which just for people, they want to catch that, it's TRELLO.com, right?
Yeah, that's it. And it's a free app. You can get the paid version, but the free version is great. You can use it online or on your phone.
A wonderful tool, and systems are key. And Laura Booker, what I heard you say was, it's about putting a strategy there to get that word of mouth on kicked up a notch. What advice would you give people in helping them to do that?
Well, I love this because I get to piggyback off of both Sarah and Mary, because they kept talking and I'm thinking, yeah, keep going, girls, because I agree with everything you're saying. A couple of things, like Sarah was saying, you need to repurpose and you need to maximize that time. You want to be able to leverage your time. So what word of mouth marketing is all about is the B to C to C. So it's leveraging the effort that you're doing as a business owner to your consumer, and then having those consumers tell other consumers. So it's one there. So putting in a strategy that's helping you leverage your time. The second thing is bounces off of what Mary said as far as having a VA and all of those people. If you're the one creating all your content and you're the one that's doing all of your posting, and you're the brains behind the business, you need to find your strength. If Sarah is the expert in Instagram and strategizing in that, get an expert. Make sure you find those expert coaches to be part of your A team and that you're leveraging that way. Because when it comes to word of mouth and leveraging that aspect, you want to make sure that you're identifying your talkers. That means, who are the ambassadors out there? Who are the people talking about you? I mean, Mary Joyce's ears must be ringing off the wall, because I constantly talk about this amazing entrepreneur I know over in the UK that has some great stuff going on. Sarah just joined our team. I'm looking forward to learning more about her, because we don't have time in our everyday. Time is money, right? And that's what we're in the game of. We all have 24 hours, and we're all looking for a way to leverage it. To support that and to meet experts, I, once again, defer to the Women Speakers Association. Absolutely love it. I mean, look at, now we get to experience this whole WSATV with Laura Rubenstein, and I'm so grateful, because this is my first session like this, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to talk about it.
Great. We can't wait to have you talk about it too. And just to wrap up here and summarize what you all said, it's about leveraging your content and your assets, doing what's best in your wheelhouse, repurposing it, and putting the systems in place to have that done. And what a power team all of you are. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. And I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of this and contact you for your assistance and help. And thanks for being a great part of the Women Speakers Association team. We'll be back for another edition of WSA TV. We're signing off for now. Everyone say bye.
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 Bye.